All right, folks, Kenny Smith, Total Force Holdings. Me and my better half are on our way back from Alabama right now. I got up this morning. When I checked the news, I saw about the mass shooting in Orlando at that nightclub. And that's one of those things that's when you're, this is going to sound really bad at first, but when you're not of the norm, whether that be sexual orientation, religion, whatever, someone's going to think you're a target. So by going to a place like that gay nightclub in particular, you have to be a bit more aware. There's nothing against it, frankly. I don't care. If you want to go to a nightclub, go. That's your choice. I don't give a shit about that. My thing is, there's extremists in the world that just want to beat the crap out of somebody or kill them or something because they're different, and that's been part of human nature since as long as there was humans. It sucks, but that's the world we live in, and no amount of sugarcoating it from me or you or some crooked politician sitting in an office in the state capitol or DC is ever going to change that. On to the bigger issue. This particular incident, to me, was an act of war. Why? The shooter called 911 during the event while shooting at least 100 people, 50 dead, 53 wounded as of my last reading, which was about 45 minutes ago. And I don't know when that article come from. I'm driving down I'm not driving, she's driving. I'm shooting dumbass videos. Anyway, I'm not paying much attention to when the articles are wrote. I'm going down the freeway. But, he shot at least 100 people and called 911 in the process to claim his allegiance to top ISIS leaders, and apparently screaming Allahu Akbar the whole time. If some neo-Nazi group busted into that same place and started screaming white power, it would be all over, terrorist, hate crime. Well, the problem is we are no longer dealing with terrorism as we should. We declared war on terrorism, rightfully, after 9/11. And I get it. You can't kill an ideal. I get it. Trust me, I do. But when you have this person here in our country perpetrating the same type of offense that was perpetrated in Mumbai in 08, I won't say it was 08. Anyway, the big shooting in Mumbai, the Indians treated them accordingly. They treated them like enemy combatants. That's what they are. They're not here to commit a crime. They're not here to get mad or whatever. They're here to bring the war to our shores. The old saying comes in about when the wolf breathes at the gate. Well, the wolf's not breathing at the gate. The wolf is inside our gates. To use the military term, we're being overrun. And everybody's going to say this is immigration speech. No, it's not. Overrun implies my position is currently occupied by enemy forces. As we're sitting here looking at this, we have the San Bernardino attack, claiming allegiance to ISIS. We have this particular incident, claiming allegiance to ISIS. How many I just read something about an event was stopped in LA before it could start. Today, actually. As of this posting, as of now, it is 15:19 on let me get my watch set so I can see right quick. On the 12th of June? Yeah, 12th of June. And, I just read that a little bit ago. So, this is not an isolated event. What does this mean to you? Joe Blow walking around on a concealed carry permit, or if you're lucky enough to live in a constitutional carry state, legally armed citizen. Check your gear. Check your gear. Make sure your weapon stays clean. Make sure you stay proficient with it. Okay? Shooter was a licensed security guard. Most security officers I know that worked armed security have access to body armor. So most of them usually wear it. At least the one that I associate with. I wore it. So you have to be prepared to take that headshot. Now this right here is where someone concerned with prosecution is going to say, well, look, dude, if you shoot somebody in the face when they're trying to kill you, there isn't a jury in the world that'll convict you, because the only actual non-biased side of the story that's going to get heard is yours. You were the only other direct participant in the event. If you shoot somebody in the face, that witnesses will say that guy was shooting at people and then this guy shot him in the face. You don't have to worry about excessive force. You don't have to worry about getting prosecuted. You don't have to worry about any of that crap, okay? And if you carry a gun, on that note of prosecution, and you don't have a lawyer on retainer, you're an idiot. If you can afford to burn 50 to 100 rounds at the range frequently, you can afford to have a lawyer on retainer. All right? That's just one of those things. It's like have a lawyer for someone carrying a weapon that may have to use force against somebody is like insurance on your car. You know, one of those things, you should definitely have it. Can you drive a car without insurance? Sure, but you probably don't want to get caught without it. And if you need it, you'll certainly be better off having it than not. So, that said, make sure you're proficient with your equipment to take that headshot out to the longest range of an area you might likely encounter. Now, I shared an article on a Facebook page earlier where Greg Lifritz wrote about carrying in a non-permissive environment. That's all well and good. Understand, I'm not telling you to break the law. If you break the law and you say Kenny Smith Total Force Holdings told you to break this law in this video, go watch any video where I said, hey, big boy rules apply, and you'll hear me say the same thing I'm about to say now. I'm not telling you to break the law. I'm telling you to do your due diligence, and if you decide that the event is of a higher security threat and you can't get out of going, if you break the law, you will be arrested, and I'm telling you quite specifically, don't break the law and then try to use my video to say I told you to. I'm telling you quite the opposite. Don't break the law. Now, if it's just restriction by like rules or something like that where you're not going to go to jail for it, hey, that's your call. Go for it. I mean, I can't say nothing. I'm pretty well known around my circle that, you know, when I see a no gun sign on the wall, I look at it, and most of the places we frequent that have them, it's either a revolver or a Beretta, and I say, good, I carry a Glock. But to be honest, I usually don't go in places that don't allow guns, because no gun signs do carry force of law in my home state, and it is what it is. And if I get caught carrying in one of those, I'm going to jail, so I stay out of them best I can. But with that said, you need to be armed all the time. If you can't carry a gun, carry a knife. If you can't carry a knife, carry a cane. Why can you carry a cane? Why? Because it's a medical device, not a weapon. Carry a cane. If I'm going to get in a fight with somebody, I'd rather have a big stick to brain them upside the head with than I would with a fist. Alright? So, carry a weapon of some form. Carry a light so you can see what's going on. Alright? So you can temporarily blind that person. Carry medical gear. You know, if nothing else, a couple of ABD pads and a tourniquet don't take up much room in a pocket. Something like that goes a long way, and it's certainly better than taking off your shirt and stuffing it in there. Carry plenty of ammunition. If you're the type that wants to carry a single stack gun, the incident in Orlando lasted for over 3 hours. If you want to carry like an LCP, how long is 7 bullets going to keep that guy at bay? Again, remembering he was an armed security guard, so he had access to body armor. 380 ain't going to do dick to body armor, okay? So you have to understand, you may have to take several shots. How long is that going to last if he has friends? Look at Mumbai, 4 shooters in one area. So keep that in mind. Make sure you have plenty of ammunition. Make sure you have a gun you can shoot well. Make sure you have medical gear, flashlight, and the training to understand where and when to use them all. The biggest one, stay aware, pay attention. Me personally, if someone yells Allahu Akbar out where I'm at, it's going to get loud. If nothing else, that person's going to eat pavement because I'm going to assume they're a threat. I'm not telling you to do that, quite the opposite. That's just me personally. But understand, you have to profile in this modern day and age. All right? Last time I checked, it wasn't the Jehovah's Witnesses coming aggravating the piss out of you that just shot up a nightclub. It was a devout Muslim that faced that gun, touched his head 5 times a day. So that's the enemy. That is the enemy. And are there good Muslims? Sure. There's plenty of them that wouldn't hurt a fly. But are there ones that want to kill us? Absolutely. And I'm going to close this video because it's coming up on 9.5 minutes. I'm going to close this video by saying we cannot coexist with people that want to cut our heads off. It's up to us to stay armed, stay frosty, stay alert, stay dangerous. All right, Kenny Smith, Total Force Holdings, wishing everybody a good day, and stay in the fight.